To the US now, where the presidential election is increasingly looking like a 2020 rematch. Donald Trump is consolidating his lead and marching towards his third nomination.
That is really something. This was a little sooner than we anticipated. It was an even bigger win than we anticipated. And I was just informed that we got double the number of votes that has ever been received in the great state of South Carolina.
Trump won the Republican primary in South Carolina, meaning Republican voters in this state want Donald Trump to be their presidential nominee. Why is this important? Because this is the home state of Nikki Haley. So this story is not so much about Donald Trump's win as about Nikki Haley's loss. She has lost her home state, and she's the only one challenging Trump in the Republican camp, the only other contender in this race. Or is she? Did she ever have a real chance? I ask because the margins tell a story. Trump won by a lead of 20 points. And this is his fourth consecutive victory. He got almost 60% of the vote in South Carolina. Nikki Haley got about 40%. And it's this vote bank that she's still counting on. She hopes to build on it and to make a comeback.
I said earlier this week that no matter what happens in South Carolina, I would continue to run for president. I'm a woman of my word.
Now, it's good to be optimistic, but Nikki Haley has a mountain to climb. She has suffered 4 straight defeats, including 1 to none of the above. None of the above. That option got more votes than Nikki Haley in Nevada, and that says something. 4 defeats also means that she's also losing key sponsors, like the Koch brothers. They're major Republican donors. In November last year, they extended support to Nikki Haley. They said Republicans are ready to move on from Donald Trump. Since then, they've spent millions of dollars on Haley's campaign, but now they're cutting their losses. They've issued a statement. They say they support Haley's plan to keep campaigning, but they feel it won't make much of a difference. It won't, quote-unquote, widen her path to victory, as they put it. That's what the statement said. So Nikki Haley's campaign is losing monetary support. It's also losing political backing. Influential Republicans are rallying around Donald Trump. He's most likely to secure the Republican nomination. He's ditched all debates. He came on top in all primaries so far, and he's leading all opinion polls. Donald Trump is the clear Republican frontrunner and looks ahead of Biden too in opinion polls. But none of this guarantees an election win, because Trump's biggest challenges are legal. He faces 4 criminal trials next month and a slew of other civil trials. A legal upset is the only roadblock on his path right now. For now, he's turned it into a campaign pitch. Listen to this.
I'm being indicted for you, and never forget, our enemies want to take away my freedom, because I will never let them take away your freedom, and I'm never going to let it happen.
Trump's problem is not just the cases, it's also the money that he needs to fight them. All these legal battles are burning a hole in his pocket. He's already on the hook for $500 million. In one suit alone, the damages are worth $450 million. A New York judge punished Trump for inflating his worth and deceiving lenders. Then there is another bill of $83 million. This is from a defamation trial. In 2023 alone, Trump spent some $50 million on legal bills. In the last 2 years, he paid $76 million to attorneys. Trump is using campaign money to settle these bills. And his legal troubles are only growing. The sums are large enough to drain his political coffers. Trump's biggest challenge is to sustain this fight while running for the presidency. How will he pay for the ads and the rallies? If the campaign funds are used to settle legal bills, he'll need some fresh financing. Where will that money come from? Will the Republican Party step up? Trump is trying to make that happen. He wants to install Lara Trump at the RNC. That's the Republican National Committee, RNC. Lara Trump is the former president's daughter-in-law. The RNC is the governing body of the Republican Party. It looks after the day-to-day operations of the party. Now, Trump wants his daughter-in-law in this committee, and this has led to speculation that he may ask Republicans to cover his legal bills. Some party members are worried. They're pushing for resolutions. If passed, Such resolutions would stop the party, the Republican Party, from paying the legal fees of Donald Trump. The resolutions may or may not be passed, but the challenge for Trump is clear. He may be the Republican choice, he may even spearhead their campaign, but he'll have to find a way to survive till November.
From impeachments to inaugurations, if it's a political story, we are on the scene. The race for the White House is heating up.
We're beating Biden.
How dare he say that?
If it's breaking news, we're live with the latest coverage. From the White House, the State Department, and Capitol Hill, we know the issues, but above all, we know the players to bring you the latest in-depth analysis on all the key stories that we're covering. I'm Eric Ham. Join me from Washington here on Firstpost America.